All right. We are live.
No, that's the nature of telling a joke right before we start live. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens! Welcome to the welcome to the Bitching Dead. We are your hosts, Bekah, Farid, and Tara. We are a webcast from the minds of the geeky area, and we're here to bitch about stuff and things because somebody has to do it, and Farmer Rick is gone. If you've not seen episodes 13, 14, and 15 of Walking Dead Season 10, please turn back now. We are not responsible for any spoilers that you hear. We did warn you.
If you're listening to this as a podcast, please remember this is recorded live, so we aren't exactly sure what's going to happen. Please forgive us for any technical difficulties or accidental or intentional swears. You can join the conversation with the hashtag #TheBitchingDead.
And as always, we'd like to remind all of you that the views expressed on the webcast are those of the hosts as individuals and do not necessarily represent the geeky area or the webcast itself as a whole.
So, okay, news. Of course, we got to start with the rating. And it's so weird that people are literally staying home and still no one is watching the show.
Is it though? Is it weird?
Are we surprised?
No one is watching the show. And they can't even use the lame excuse that certain networks use that people don't necessarily watch live TV anymore because they're busy with work and all of that stuff. And I'm like, we are all staying at home and still people are not watching The Walking Dead. So episode 13 ended up getting 3.66 million live viewers. And then that dropped to 3.26 million live viewers for episode 14. So let's see what episode 15 gets. And yeah, people are just not interested, I guess, in The Walking Dead.
Do we, what is it usually? I mean, because the episode 15 aired last night. Does it take a bit for those to come out, I guess?
Yeah, it takes around 2 days for the live viewing numbers to come out. So I have the live viewing numbers for 13 and 14, not for 15 yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's still less than 4 million. Basically, this season has been around 3.50 million live views on average, which again still makes it one of the most watched cable shows, but at least the live views are dropping, so there's that. And I think people just wanted to end by season 12. I don't think anyone would be interested if it goes beyond season 12.
Did they only renewed it to see past season
12?
It is 12? Okay.
Yeah, 2 more seasons.
Please. I was actually thinking about that last night. Like, I was like, how would they end it? I was like, with a happily ever after.
Where everyone dies?
Yes.
It was just a dream. Everything resets because Rick wakes up during that first episode in the hospital.
I will kill somebody. Like, Mr. FBI man, that is not a joke. If they, like, I sank so much of my time. I watched like 6 episodes yesterday. Like, I sink so much of my time into this show, and I'm just like, although that being said, like, Morningstar was actually pretty good. I liked that. But the rest of it, I was kind of like, which I guess is better than, I almost like to hate it, you know? Like, really hate it rather than just be like, oh.
I actually like, and we'll get into this more later. Like, I'll be honest, I was bad. I didn't put many notes in the document because I actually watched episodes 13 and 14 like a day or two after each of them aired. But the Michonne episode, was it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, honestly. I didn't love it, but like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Look at the Flowers, episode 14 was actually pretty good. So I was kind of disappointed that last night's episode was boring as fuck. But I mean, especially since like this is it. This is how it ends right now. Like, this is how it ends right now.
news. That's the big news. They are
Yeah,
postponing
exactly.
the finale. Like now, they are saying that it's because they couldn't do post production, but I don't buy it.
I mean, I honestly think that there's a very good chance that's like a PR thing, and not the actual truth. But I mean, what other reasoning would there be? Honestly, like, are they? If they're that worried about people not watching it live, it's like, dude, it's been dropping, and like you said, like everybody's home right now. Everybody has like, if not time for it, like they're not watching it live because they have to. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like,
I mean, they also postponed The Walking Dead World Beyond.
So I have something to say about that really quick. Not the postponement, but like I was watching the trailer and I was like, and I'm a sucker for YA, especially apocalypse stuff. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. And then they were like, our dad's in trouble. And I was like, all right, y'all lost me at my dad's in trouble.
Yeah, they also postponed that, apparently because of post-production issues. And I'm like, what's your schedule? How long does it take for you to like edit stuff and go through post-production? Like, it makes no sense to me. They could have easily premiered World Beyond like next week. So I think that they are keeping the finale because they will still air it for World Beyond in hopes that the finale audience will tune in for World Beyond as well and make it like an event, like a 2 or 3 hour event type of stuff.
Oh, why?
Because that was their initial plan. Like next week, we would have watched episode 16, and then we would have immediately watched the premiere of World Beyond.
which is how they did it for Fear the Walking Dead too.
Yeah.
The first when it first came out, like.
I think that's why they didn't they aren't airing the finale next week because they're keeping it safe for World Beyond.
Keep it secret, keep it safe. I don't know, man. Like, I just. What killed me was that, like, like I said, I actually didn't hate episode 13. I actually kind of liked episode 14. And then last night reminded me why this show is dumb.
I forgot that I had watched episode 15. Like, that's how boring it was. I had to like go back and rewatch. It might have been why you got kicked out of the AMC thing.
Oh,
maybe. I mean,
the AMC theater, right?
Yeah,
they're closing down.
Our personal AMC theater.
Yeah.
But because I'd forgotten that I'd watched it, and it was
episode
like
15 is such a boring or bad place to end the season. Like, why would you end it on episode 15? Give us episode 16
in all of its unfinished glory.
Yeah.
Or honestly, end it on episode 14.
Yeah.
I would have been more okay with that. Like,
the episodes all bled into each other, to be honest, because I was watching them one right after the other.
Yeah, that's what happened to me with Fear the Walking Dead when I binged it before we did our like first half of the season thing last summer. But like, do we have any other news we want to talk about before we dive into episode 13?
No more news. No, nothing according. They did release a teaser for World Beyond like 2 or 3 hours ago about how we will finally get to know the secret between the 3 circles that took Rick.
Oh.
Yeah, those 3 circles.
So that's how they're going to try to force people to watch World Beyond. You'll get to know the secrets that we teased, in the show that you actually used to watch.
Yeah, but yeah, no more news. Nothing new.
All right. Well, let's dive into episode 13, which was 2 weeks ago. No, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. What We Become. This was a Michonne centric episode. We finally got to see what was going on with her. That being that she followed this guy to an island and apparently like his family was dead anyway, and like it was all a trick and there were no weapons, and
Big surprise. So shocking, right?
So
and like
surprised.
listen, like I'm literally listing like all the things I hated about it first by mistake. So like favorite moments, you guys, because like the only thing I remember like that I cared about in this episode was our friend Adam was actually a Michonne walker. And he's been on screen in The Walking Dead as a walker, like very prominently quite a few times before. But it was really cool because it was like there's nobody else around him. Like he is just there on screen for like a few minutes, and it was really neat to be like, I know that guy.
And
Like not just know him, like he is my friend, like actual close friend. That was really cool.
He was featured in the thumbnail and like in the promo images and stuff. He's one of Michonne's pets.
Yeah.
I
don't like calling them pets because she literally cuts their jaws and arms off. But
fine. She's they are her security walkers.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, so and it was really cool because and because Adam was like, "Hey, here I am." So that's not Adam Zombie, but
Yeah. But yeah, favorite moments. I really like the flashback they did because I remember when it first aired, like seasons ago, I could not understand why Rick and the others couldn't stop to help that person on the road. It made no sense to me. And I like that they ended up addressing it through Michonne, that Michonne still feels guilty about such a decision because I didn't like it when it first aired. So that was the only thing that I enjoyed about this episode, that they addressed that thing because they didn't help that guy on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, they saw that he had been eaten by walkers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was such a bad move.
Michonne was there whenever they were trying to get the mud.
Rick was there and Michonne was there. I remember Rick and Michonne being there.
And Carl.
And Carl. Yeah, Carl was there too.
It was just the three of them. It was when they went and found Morgan, I think.
Yeah.
It was Clear. It was the episode Clear.
And so Daryl was not in it, but they filmed it they filmed like the replacement with Norman Reedus as the Michonne character. Got it. Makes sense.
It was. Yeah, I actually like that the writers remembered that. And
also, how the fuck did I just remember that? How did I just remember the very specific fact that it was Michonne, Rick, and Carl going and it was that, and I remember the name of the episode. Kill me. Why? I can't remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday, but I remember the name of the season 4 Walking Dead episode.
Because that was a good episode. Because the moment that our so-called protagonists didn't help a person, that stuck with us, I guess, as viewers. Yeah, I think that's why the writers also addressed it. Like, I still remember that moment, and I was not a fan of it. I was like, help that dude. Why aren't you helping him?
I mean, especially because it goes, like, even went against it went against everything they've been doing for like a while. Well, no, actually, no, that's correct though. It was before they like kind of turned tables and were like, oh, we're going to take in all the people from Newberry, right?
Yeah.
Was it Newberry?
Yeah. Whoa, wait. Woodbury. Thank you. I'm thinking Newberry is like a town in South Carolina that I drive by all the time on the way to Florida. So close enough. Woodbury, Newberry, whatever. Wow, yeah, God, that was so long ago, y'all. When was that? That was like 2014 or late 2013 or early 2014?
When the show was still watchable, enjoyable.
If sometimes,
Yeah.
So any other things that you guys liked? Because like I'll be honest, like I think there was more that I liked about the episode, but I just don't. I watched it like almost 2 weeks ago and I don't remember.
Let's see. I liked the reuse of the footage that they had, even though that is kind of a cliche. Like I didn't really understand most of it because it was really chaotic, and so it was hard for my brain to keep up with it.
So that's where time went.
What?
That's where all the post-production time went. The editors were putting in already reused footage.
I think like the reason I didn't like that is because it literally I'm sorry. You know what it was? Never mind. Now I remember. It was okay. I was gonna say that literally goes against everything because like Michonne, as soon as like she was immediately like about the governor, and so like how would she have fallen in with Negan? But now I'm remembering that the whole thing was she didn't help Andrea.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
Yeah, it was like an exact, it was a complete timelines like split.
Like an AU. Okay, that makes Okay, that makes more sense because I was like, why am I watching Andrea? And then I heard like the screaming, and I was like, okay. And like, so that makes more sense now, like that their roads diverged. Okay, that makes more sense now that I understand that. Because at first I was like,
And you know what? I like that, like the roads diverging thing, because literally, like, she did take, by helping Andrea, she did take the road less traveled, and that made all the difference.
Yeah.
Tear.
Our girl. I remember the bad lip reading version. Was it bad lip reading? No. It was Walking Dead and Abridged Walking Dead. I don't know. Anyway, it was like introducing the characters, and one of them was Andrea, the girl who trips over her own feet or something. And like there was just a bunch of like clips of walkers attacking her and her just screaming. And yeah. Anyway.
Andrea in the comics was so good.
What?
Andrea in the comics was so good.
Yeah.
But the show messed her up.
That's like one of the first things that Tara like told me whenever we first started watching The Walking Dead together all those years ago. She was like, Andrea's so much better in the comics. And I was like, sure, crazy blonde lady, whatever you say.
That's why, I mean, honestly, that's why I had one show Andrea costume that I wore. No, I have two that I wore for Walker Stalker Con because I was like invited as like a VIP cosplay guest. And like, other than that, it was like I always cosplayed comic book Andrea. I didn't even give a shit that nobody knew who I was half the time. Like, especially like the couple times I wore comic book Andrea at Dragon Con, like nobody knew who I was. But it's like, whatever. She's so much better.
Yeah. Least favorite. As a whole, I didn't enjoy this episode, especially because I think Michonne deserved more when it comes to sending her off or writing her off the show. She deserved a lot more. She literally just abandoned her kids. Like, she was,
what the hell?
Oh, the hilltop burned down. Oh, you killed Alpha. Well, bye.
Like,
I was like, what the heck, Michonne?
Wait, that's what bothered me too, is that like we didn't even get to see like the final, like that big battle. It just
She could have come back home. She could have made sure that
RJ.
Judith and RJ and Judith were okay, and then she could have left. She should have come back home. It made no sense. As a character, to me, it didn't make any sense that Michonne would be talking to her children on the walkie-talkie and be like, I'm going to go find your father. Bye.
It's
okay.
out of character. It's out of character for her. She 100 like her just running off to chase Rick. Like, no.
She wouldn't do that. Like,
she should have made peace with his.
I think she was basically doing that though, like right after he died. But like it's been years. Like she's clearly a different person in a lot of ways. So yeah, it felt like character growth where she was like, fine, I guess I got to give up on Rick and like go take care of my family. And then she takes care of her family and becomes the leader and everything. And then it's like, wait, got to throw all that out the window. Like, okay, Walking Dead. But let's be real. When has this show ever understood like linear character development, honestly? So
well, I think they've done a lot of linear character development with Daryl, but that's because he's the show's sweetheart.
I mean, maybe like yes and no. Like I think that I still think even with him they've taken some weird like side turns and like back steps and stuff like that. But anyway, this episode, I don't know, it was weird. I guess my least favorite moment was probably the whole like real or the reveal that the guy had been lying to her the whole time about everything. It was so fucking cliche and so like, come on, Walking Dead, like you can't do better than this. Like you just gotta like go back to the whole like, actually my whole family's dead and I have no weapons and I tricked you nonsense. Like I feel like it was weak. It was weak plot
And
development.
I'm keeping other people in prison in a cell, and I'm taking care of them. Like,
Feeding them
What?
LSD infused apples.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
It wasn't LSD. It wasn't the tea, whatever it was.
I mean, the bottom line is that Michonne deserved better for a send off. She deserved
Yeah.
a lot better, and the show didn't. I mean, I actually, it came as a surprise when I realized that, oh no, they're writing Michonne off in such a poorly written episode. They're writing her off. It was unexpected. I wasn't expecting her to leave in episode like 13. It happened.
Well, and
It
I
happened.
mean, maybe she was supposed to come back in 16. Like I don't know. Who knows? We won't know for God knows how long, because have they given us like any sort of release date for episode 16? It just says later this year.
They only
What?
released like a trailer, which I'll get to later. They showed a sneak peek about what to expect.
But anyway, so other gripe or well, Becca, did you give your least favorite moments?
The drug trips were really weird. I was like, I mean, I guess that's the one thing that's never been done on The Walking Dead is give people drug tea. Like, I don't know. I just was kind of like, I don't know. I kind of checked out whenever, because I don't like jump scares. That's like my least favorite part of horror movies is jump scares. I could take gore and slicing and dicing and evil people all day long, but I can't handle jump scares. So like whenever the first jump scare happened with the walker in the cell with her, I kind of like checked out. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this fully because I don't want to be startled anymore. So, and it's not the sudden movement, it's the sound that they make. I heard you screenshot.
No. That was me taking a picture of something, not screenshotting us. Don't worry.
Okay.
Taking pictures.
Other crimes. I was like, they couldn't ask the actress who played Andrea to come back.
She probably would have said no. Should have been like,
I mean, did they even try? I don't think they did.
Probably not.
Yeah. It would have been so much better if she came back and Andrea could have helped Michonne make sense of everything that was happening. You know, in the upcoming episode, how Alpha was kind of ruining Carol mentally.
How we had Sadiq, and we could have had Andrea instead of Sadiq talking to her.
Yeah, we could have had Andrea, the actress, coming back because not helping Andrea is what would bring Michonne to another. Having Andrea care and talking to Michonne and making her realize what decisions that would make more sense, which would cost the actress to come back. Because apparently, from what we saw, Andrea is a very important person in Michonne's life.
Oh, she absolutely was.
Yeah, then she should have been asked to come back as a hallucination or whatever.
I mean, maybe they did and she refused.
I don't think like, no disrespect, but I don't think she has done stuff after the show.
Not much, no.
Yeah, I think she would have been willing to come back, but I don't think the writers even cared because they were more interested in using like already shot scenes, reusing footage.
Yeah.
That could be it.
It would have made so much more sense if she was there, like following her through every memory and talking to her and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway. Also, apparently Rick met someone who knows how to draw Michonne and Judith and also wrote something in Japanese. I was like,
on a cell phone.
On a cell phone? And it translates to believe a little longer. The Japanese stuff.
I thought it was their names, but I'm glad you were translating it for us.
Yeah, believe a little longer. And I was like, will we get to know about this in the upcoming Rick movie? Like,
Which will
Like,
be
do I-
released in 2031 at this
Oh.
rate.
Oh my gosh. I
it will actually be a podcast because the actor will be too older, like way too old by 31. It would be a podcast, a movie in podcast.
don't say that out loud. Don't say that out loud. Also, apparently though, like something about the Japanese is important to Michonne and Judith because Daito is one of their safe words, one of their code names. And also there is another.
It's called cultural appropriation.
Yeah, because
Well-
they use katanas or whatever.
Yeah, that's the only reason. It makes no sense.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, why Japanese out of everything? That is like the dumbest thing.
Oh
And,
no!
like-
Oh no! I just realized. The person who wrote or drew on the cell phone. What if that's actually Japanese? And the reason that person ended up befriending Rick is because Rick saw the Japanese person and thought about Michonne because Michonne likes Japanese katanas and talking in Japanese or stuff. Maybe that's why Rick ended up becoming a friend of that person.
I don't even think she like knows any Japanese really, like beyond like the basics that like some of us know from watching anime. Like I honestly think that like he probably just saw somebody with a katana or whatever. It was like, oh yeah, Michonne.
War flashbacks.
Yeah.
Also, I
said,
thought the whole point of like him being gone so long was that he didn't I thought that the hints that we were given was like, oh well, he won't have remembered. Blah blah blah. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, moving on, please. Episode 14.
Also,
Look at the.
Also, like 4 or 5 years have passed, and Rick still can't
7.
find his way home.
7 years.
If he remembers it, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like if he like I thought the information or the hints we were given is that like, oh well, he doesn't remember and that's why he's not trying to come home. Like
he has amnesia? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
But he remembers Michonne and Judith's face?
Yeah, but how long has that been there?
And I don't
know.
And also Judith looked older with the hat on. Like,
yeah.
why?
At first I thought it was a figment of her imagination. Because like he would not have known to have them draw that. Or maybe it was somebody.
It's The Walking Dead. It's The Walking
Sorry, I don't know what my dogs are going on about.
You're fine. My dog's being a perfect princess. Yet.
But yeah, episode 14.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah.
I guess like maybe I was the only one who actually like I remember I know I did not leave any notes in the document, but I remember watching it and be like, wow, shit, I actually kind of enjoyed this episode. Like
is this the one where
we find out that where Negan kills Alpha, right?
I thought he killed Alpha in this one?
No. He killed Alpha in episode 12.
Episode 14. Sorry.
Yeah, episode 14 is when we find out that it was actually Carol's entire plan.
Yeah.
Okay. So the look at the flowers, is that supposed to be...
It's Carol's line, right?
Well, basically it's another flashback nonsense thing. Like, so we got Michonne like drugged flashbacks in episode 13, and in episode 14 it's like Carol flashbacks, sort of like question, not flashbacks per se, but like questioning, like questioning
her sanity.
Yeah.
When Alpha is following her, right?
Yeah. So it's not flashbacks, but she's hallucinating for sure.
Yeah, that's what I wanted between Andrea and Michonne. That's the kind of
I wanted. And honestly, like I didn't like the whole like Alpha following Carol, ghost Alpha following Carol around or anything. I just generally like I just thought that this episode actually had like action and it actually like interested me most of the time.
Yeah. My favorite moment was seeing zombies being used as decoration. But I was like, you know what? If an actual zombie apocalypse happens, there is going to be someone who will do that.
And that will be
People
me.
will do that.
Well, I mean, and also like you get to a point where like I mean that city was clearly basically empty of the it wasn't infested with live walkers. So it's like I mean what else you got to do? I mean I don't know you guys like we're all quarantined in our effing homes right now. So like I don't know about you, but I'm doing things I wouldn't do otherwise normally. Like
my favorite one, let's see here. What was the first one that we see dressed up? What was the first one? Do y'all remember?
Inside the shop on a rocking chair.
That's right.
Then
And then inside the shop, they had the martini. Wait, weren't there two having a tea party at one point?
Yeah, the cafe. There were two at the cafe. Then there was the other one in the police car with the police officer stopping. And then there was another one in the scooter.
That's right.
I like the zombies decorations. I remember all of them. I
love the one
person.
I love the one when they're dressed up and she's like chained martini glasses to their hands. I was like, I would absolutely do that. Although I'm kind of weak, so probably not.
And also the sound they were making, like I get walker sounds, but the sounds that these walkers were making, especially the ones that were having a tea party, they felt in pain. It felt like they were in pain. They were moaning in a squeaky voice, and I was like, okay.
It's like
the walkers they are annoyed. They realized what they are being forced to do, and they were annoyed with
they're the chihuahuas of the walker world. Like
they were so skinny.
When they dress up whenever like people dress up their chihuahuas in like dresses and stuff, I was like, that is absolutely yeah.
It was fun. Also, your favorite moment, Sarah?
I don't remember. I honestly, I think I kind of liked the whole reveal that Carol was behind the Negan thing, like the whole time. Like she's the one who set him free and everything. Like I remember like seeing that and being like, I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but like I'm glad that I feel like somebody had to let him go. He didn't just get out on his own. We knew that from the beginning. So if there's going to be an explanation for it, I guess Carol being Carol, because nobody knows what to do with her, is a good one.
Yeah.
I did like the girl appearing at the end. We know her name is technically Juanita, but Princess now. Like I like that was kind of like, whoa, okay.
Is it like the bonus thing is that there are not going to be too many people doing cosplays of her because nobody gives a shit about this character anymore. And also, I have all of the pieces to do a cosplay of Princess. I have the wig, I have the furry pink jacket, I have the goggles, y'all.
But you don't have the brown skin, so
Well, I'm gonna do it. I guess I'll have to do a white princess. And that came out real, not.
What would be a good cosplay? Like someone cosplays as princess and the other person cosplays as one of princess's decorated walkers.
Oh my god, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tell my friend Brenda. Brenda should do princess, and I will dress up as one of the walkers with a martini glass, like chained. Cool. She can borrow my stuff. my outfits. She could borrow my clothes.
But yeah, I don't know if I had like an exact favorite moment, but like there were things I liked about this episode. I didn't, like I said, I didn't love the Carol stuff, the Carol and Alpha stuff, but like I don't know. I remember watching this episode. It was only like a week ago that I watched it, maybe a little less, and I remember watching it and be like, wow, this is the first time I've actually kind of been like, I've actually liked kind of like half or more of this episode, like minus the Carol and Alpha stuff. I liked it.
Yeah.
Well, and Ezekiel's horse dying, that was sad.
Oh, dude, that was No.
Ezekiel's animals always dying. Tiger died, horse died.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh
who
my
knows
God.
what else
Kid
died?
died.
Kid.
Two
I went
kids.
there. I
Two
went
kids
there.
died.
Oh, Kara.
Two kids have died.
Yeah.
Yeah. Henry and
Yeah.
Benjamin. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Benjamin. Yeah. My least favorite moment is that basically the writers still can't figure out what to do with Carol. Like, they can't. They can't understand if they want to make Carol a badass or if they want to make Carol someone who is guilt-ridden. The writers are confused about her, and it's doing her character no favors. I don't like that. I want the old Carol back, the one
There.
who's like bloodthirsty and will do anything she wants. The, the
Well,
guilty Carol, I'm not here for it.
well, there was like this one. Oh, my brain just. Oh, there's this one thing where Alpha was like, they don't really know what you want, and I was expecting Carol to say to die, but she didn't. She said to be alone. I'm like, bitch, we been new. Like that's not. That's not a.
Yeah,
Ah.
service some. Yeah, it's so weird. The writers don't know what to do with her. It's clear.
They're like, ah, shit. We got Melissa McBride for like the whole series.
What do we do with her? Because basically with the other characters, they can give the comic book stuff to other characters. They can like divide it around other characters. But Carol ended up dying very early on in the comics. So they have been trying to give her something new. And I guess the writers don't have, like, there isn't anyone in the comics that they can give that character's trajectory to Carol. Like, Kara has read the comics.
Most of them.
Yeah, whose character arc would you give to Carol? No one's, basically. I can't give. So for Carol, they have to figure out something new, and they just can't. They're basically ruining her character. Yeah, it happens. Yeah. Other gripes and like, I'm like, okay, so I wrote in the notes that, okay, so Carol has a PR marketing agency working to make Negan look trustworthy again.
Dude, I'm
Carol
okay
is
with
into
that.
PR now. And the fact that she just left him in the beginning of the episode, Negan was like, I did what you asked me to do. Now walk me through those gates. And Carol was like, nah, I ain't doing nothing. I'm just walking away.
He was like, he could have like stomped his foot and stuck out his tongue. And Carol's
like
just
a kid.
Yeah, Carol's just like, you don't scare me. And like,
Carol's like, bye.
bye. Bye. Reminds me of that commercial, that god-awful commercial. Bye. Bye. Bye.
So bad seeing Carol like talking to Negan like through the bars and like, I can make your image better. I can make the others trust you. And I was like, Carol, you do realize that half of the community is scared of you. They know that you aren't this old, innocent woman. So what are you going to do for Negan? It was so weird, but he did it.
Dude, it's the next episode. It's the next episode when Lydia and Negan talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I need to make a quick note.
Well, do we have any other gripes or what the fucks for this one before we move on to episode 15?
I mean, yeah, it was so bad. That entire scene with the scaffolding or whatnot, like dropping on Carol, and she and she was struggling to get out. I was like, oh God, why? Why?
Because that was the only way they could have her have like this entire like one-on-one thing with Alpha and have it make some semblance of like mental sense or something. I don't know. It was bad.
I would have loved to.
So I'm saying, I feel like I wish I should have rewatched these episodes. I just didn't have time because like I'm actually still working full time, and actually it's like more than full time right now. And Not complaining, but yeah, so I didn't have time to rewatch it, and I was like, I remember liking like most of this episode minus like the Carol and Alpha scenes that were just kind of draggy and meh, didn't need to exist.
Also, did you guys notice Negan calling Carol Daryl's girlfriend?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And he used two names. That was girlfriend and then gal pal or something.
Your gal pal, your girl.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Negan, you're trying to ship Carol and Daryl. That won't happen. Move on.
I mean, so I don't know how they kept a straight face during some of those scenes with Negan and Daryl. I don't know how Norman and Jeffrey. I guarantee you that they didn't. I guarantee you there's a lot of bullshit going on.
Yeah.
With them just like, yeah.
Okay. Episode 15.
He's got your arm. He just mouth. He chew.
Yeah, sorry, my dogs are. Poor Ellie is just trying to be like friendly with me, and Soka keeps coming up and biting her neck and her ears. Stop it! You're being a bad dog.
You want me to Lysol Splendid and send her in there?
I'm about to.
Oh!
I'm sorry, Ellie. I didn't mean to get you wet. He gets. Soka gets a little. He gets too much, honestly. And poor Ellie is like, leave me alone, please. Okay,
Carol.
Anyway, so yeah, so episode 15, which is the last one we have to talk about, the tower. I guess it's called the tower because they're in a building together. I don't know what the fuck this is about. Yeah, favorite moments, literally just dog.
Yeah, the dog returned. The dog is not dead. Which I was like, okay, good. We know that dog isn't dead. Why isn't the dog with Daryl while he's like surveilling the perimeter? I don't know. Why the dog isn't with Daryl, but at least it's alive. Yeah. Also, my favorite moment is that I liked Princess's introduction. I liked how she acted because she acted quite similarly to her character in the comic books. So I liked that. And I also like the little talk that Daryl had with Judith. That was a nice little talk, which again made me feel angry at episode 13, with Michonne just leaving out of the blue without saying goodbye to her children. But yeah, it was bad. I was like, why is Daryl talking about stuff with Judith? Michonne should be here to talk about it with her, but I guess Michonne was like, my kids have a whole lot of babysitters. I shouldn't worry. And she just...
Yeah, Aunt Carol, Uncle Daryl, Grunkle Stan,
Father Gabriel, Uncle Negan, so many
sons, had many. Okay, sorry. There's a song that when we learned when we were Bible school is Father Abraham had many sons. And all I could think of is every time I hear Gabriel's name is Father Gabriel had many sons. Anyway.
Yeah, Jesus calls him Father Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, when did Princess show up in the comics? Because that must have been after I stopped reading.
After Andrea.
Yeah, then yeah, that was after I stopped.
Yeah, after Andrea. She was a new character that was introduced. A crazy new character. And I think she ended up hooking up with Siddiq. I'm not really sure.
Well,
in the comics. But that happened. Something.
I mean, yeah, like I didn't. She's very much like larger than life, and it's kind of like I like the idea of her character, but I also feel like, how the fuck did you survive so far? I don't understand how you're still alive, especially after like we get to the later portions of the episode, and it's like, so you've had this thing all your life where like you struggle to get along with people. She's probably a little bit like maybe a little bit autistic or something like that. Like, you know, and you're admitting that like people have said you're hard to love, like they don't like you, and like, how are you still alive?
Honestly, I think I can answer. So like I said, like, so Princess bothered me a lot. I wanted to like her, but I really couldn't like her. I felt she was quirky for the sake of being quirky. I will say though that I felt for her, like some of the things that she talks about, like being hard to love, being too much. Like I get that. I used to feel that way too. Like I get it. She's obviously dealing with a lot of mental health, but I think that she has her way of doing things, and I think that that's what's kept her alive. Like her counting out the steps when they were walking through the minefield, that's silly, but like, dude, she's done it before.
I mean, that's the thing. It's not silly. That was the thing. That was the part that made me wonder if she was like,
I think she's mentally ill,
like autistic or something, because
Yeah.
that is a very specific. That's a very specific like thing for her to be doing.
I mean, I don't trust the Walking Dead writers to address the autistic spectrum.
Nope.
Like respect.
Well, I mean,
Nope.
we
So
see
I
how they
don't
dealt with Eugene.
Yeah, I don't want them to like address anything like related to Jasmine's, not Jasmine, princesses. Yeah,
Jasmine.
I thought Jasmine for some reason. But yeah, I don't want them anything. I don't want them dealing or trying to explore Princess's mental state. So just I don't want writers to that.
We'll probably learn more about her as she goes on the road with everybody. And I kind of like the crew of characters that they put her with, Miko and Eugene and Ezekiel. I kind of like
Also,
that.
did you guys notice Ezekiel not introducing himself as King Ezekiel?
I did notice that because she said
after Princess, Queen
she's
makes
like, queens
me
are old. Yeah, and I can see Ezekiel's behind his eyes. He's like, oh shit, I am old. And but
sick and about to die. Isn't Ezekiel sick and about to die?
Yeah.
Okay,
why haven't he?
Tumor the size of like a baseball on the side of his neck? Like how is he even still alive? Like I'm sorry, but
going back to things that I liked about the episode, I liked honestly every moment with Daryl and Judith. Really, the past season has been really good. I'm gonna say it. Well, especially this half of the season. The thing with Morningstar, with her making him a new painting, a new wing for his.
Oh, see, I was like oh, that's so weird. I'm like,
I do know. I cried like a baby. I cried and cried and cried. And then I liked the moment with Lydia and Negan when Negan's like trying to be like, yeah, your mom's cool. Lydia was like, my mom was literally a fucking psycho.
No, Bekah. I was actually scared. I thought for a second that he was going to say that I slept with your mom.
Well, I was concerned too.
And I was like, no.
Well, so whenever I say the moment with them, I did not him being like your mom's badass. And Lydia's turns to him and she's like, you're not going to impress me by telling me you like my mom. My mom was awful. By the way, everybody wished you had died too. And Negan was like, I deserve that one. And then Lydia just beating him up, just punching him and just kicking into him and just I was like, yes. But of course it was resolved whenever he puts his arms around her. He's like, there. No, push him out a window.
It turned into a Steven Universe episode.
It did. You're right.
Hugs can cure everything. Come hug me, Lydia. I was like, what the heck? She should have hugged him and then shoved a knife right into his back. Lydia should have done that. Lydia should have been like, now we're even.
I mean, I think Lydia's for sure is fine with the fact that her mom is dead, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong there. Her mom was awful.
I mean, she should have killed Negan, and then it would have been revealed that it was actually Carol who made Lydia kill Negan. Because Carol wanted Negan to.
Carol she's the puppet master.
Yeah.
She is manipulated. She's been manipulating the hell out of everybody. People with those.
You're not wrong though.
No, she really has. She's 100% been manipulating everybody around her, and I don't I don't see the problem with that as for her character. Like, obviously, it's a shitty thing to do. Don't hurt people, but like, at the same time, I'm like, I mean, I don't know. All I can think about is her making those casseroles and those like cookies and stuff. The acorn cookies, whenever she first got to Alexandria, and she was like faking being like weak.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, okay, least favorite moments. Why the heck is Aaron with the good guy with the hair? I'm like,
Alden with the
when,
good hair.
Yeah,
why? When did you two become friends? And if you two aren't hooking up, I don't care about this partnership.
I knew that you were going to say that. I was just waiting. So now I have to ask you, Farid, who is the top and who is the bottom?
I don't really care because I don't like Eldon.
Oh, Tara, he's talking trash about your man.
I mean, I would not call him my man. I literally just, first of all, his hair isn't even that good anymore. So the apocalypse has finally gotten to him.
He does
His
look
hair.
pretty rough.
The apocalypse finally got to his hair. But yeah, when did these two become a team? When? How did that happen?
I think because of the stuff with Adam and because Alden and Aaron worked pretty close together.
When?
We kind of see it like it's like a small thing throughout the series, especially it's really pronounced whenever Alden has Adam and then Earl dies and Aaron and him like clash with the with Mary. I don't know. It made sense to me. Like I wasn't like, oh wow, this is so random. Like it made sense to me.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. I was like, if you two aren't hooking up, I don't want this partnership. Aaron should be working with Daryl in the forest, alone, without a dog, working the perimeter every night, whatnot. But yeah. Also, why is Elsa's daughter still alive? What is she doing in the show? What's her character arc going to be? Like, why is
Run
she
away
still
from
here?
people after being tied up. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like,
Maybe, well, I mean, actually, here's the thing. A lot of the Whisperers don't know she's still alive.
yeah, but
A lot of them think she's dead. I am not saying that's going to change the tide completely, but I think it might, if they find out that she's alive, it might cause like dissension in the ranks. Like, oh shit, like Alpha never killed her. And like Beta probably knew she was alive and didn't tell us. Like,
oh
yeah, that could be a thing. That could
that's
be
that's the literally like the only reason I can see for her to still be around.
yeah, yeah. Mm. Also, did she lose Henry's armor that Ezekiel gave her?
She lost it. She probably just
Threw it away. She was like, I don't want that.
I mean, why
Henry-
would she be wearing it up in that building? Like, I don't know.
But does she still have it?
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. Also, what's up with The Walking Dead and exploding mines? We had an entire exploding mine episode in Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah,
and now,
and that's the thing though. They hadn't done it in The Walking Dead yet.
yeah, I was like, we had that in Fear the Walking Dead. Why are you giving...
just like
That's literally what I thought. It's like, oh, they haven't done this in The Walking Dead yet. Cool.
So does that mean that they're going to repair a plane as well?
Oh my god!
And like Christmas lights, because apparently they still have electricity. Like I wasn't on the webcast to yell about this, but because Beta, is it these episodes where Beta comes across the little house and it has like posters of him up all over? Is it any of these episodes?
No.
It is.
In the previous episode. It's the previous episode.
Okay,
episode 14.
Okay, well, Okay, so it was
No,
in these, but
okay.
we didn't talk about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like, so we finally find out who Beta is. He's a country singer named Half Moon, or that was his band thing or whatever. Half Moon. Yeah. And so like we see him weirdly carrying Alpha's head around, and then it should be noted that he made a mask out of half of Alpha's face.
Yeah.
And it looks marvelous. But whenever he comes into his house, I don't know if it's his house or if it's someone else's. It looks like he's been there a lot, often, and like he turns on the record player, and magically there is electricity in this dusty ass old house. So
The power
anyway.
of being queer, you can judge up any space.
Okay, Queer Eye with Beta, is that what this is now? Oh my gosh.
Christmas light without electricity. Yeah. Theories. What will happen in the finale?
I mean,
The actual finale.
I think Beta is gonna die.
Hopefully, I want him.
I mean,
Yeah, I want him to die. It's been too long.
He's definitely dying, whether it's going to be in the season finale or like early next season. Like, but let's be real, probably in the season finale. You know that they're not like, yes, we're probably going to lose a bunch of characters in the big like final fight or whatever, but like, I think that. I don't think I honestly will be shocked if we lose as many as like we think we're gonna lose. You know what I mean? Like, or as many as the show should probably kill off to make it actually like meaningful, quote unquote. I don't know. There's just so much up in the air. Like this whole thing was just the ending. I honestly think that's why the viewership dropped as much as it did, and I will be shocked if it didn't drop a fuck ton more for this episode, because like before episode 14 we already knew that we weren't getting a 16, so why would you keep watching? Like why would you keep watching if you know the season isn't actually going to end, and there's no idea of when it's going to come back and actually finish? Like,
who's actually left for them to die? Like, who can they kill off to have an impact? Who's left?
Well, we know that Daryl and Carol are safe, so and Michonne is gone.
Maggie is safe.
Alden with the good hair.
Do we even care about him?
Listen,
Aaron.
His hair might be shitty, but like I'm still like on the Alden with the good hair. I want him to because he was kind of shitty this season, and I kind of want to see like him not be shitty, but you know, but yeah, Aaron, Alden with the good hair, possibly Judith,
Rosita,
yeah. Gabriel,
because Ezekiel's gonna die, but he's not gonna die in the battle.
Well, I mean, we know, Ezekiel, he's gonna go sooner rather than later. Yumiko, I mean, I guess.
Well, Miko's with them.
Why am I blanking on
Magna?
No, I'm blanking on Moloch's name.
Luke? Oh,
no, Eugene. Thank you. Like,
well, like they're not going to die in the
Jerry
final.
might die. Yeah, Jerry might die.
Okay, if Jerry dies, I will be. That actually will bother me.
Yeah, I don't think Aaron is going to die. Aaron is going to be okay. From the preview that they shared for the finale, Aaron is going to be okay because he won't be part of the final battle.
Yeah, but he got captured by the Whisperers.
And they ended up running away and killing the Whisperers. That's what they showed in the sneak peek.
Oh, I didn't see the sneak peek. Okay, I didn't see the sneak peek because I wasn't able to watch it. And I didn't have time to look it up afterwards.
So I think Jerry might die. Yeah, Jerry might die. Negan
To
is
be
safe.
honest,
Negan isn't going
there
anywhere.
are very few characters who we know are actually on the chopping block who anybody would give a shit about. Like, we all know Ezekiel's gonna die sooner rather than later. We all like Ezekiel, I think. But generally, the general populace likes Ezekiel still. We all know Carol's safe. We all know Daryl is safe. Like, so who is left on the chopping block that we actually give a shit about? Like Aaron, possibly
Rosita.
depending on who you are. I actually don't care about Rosita. She annoys the fuck out of me, to be honest. Lately, like this whole she has annoyed the crap out of me the whole second half of the season. I would care more if Gabriel died, and I don't like. Yeah. I actually was a big Gabriel stan for a long time. He does die in the final Whisperer fight in the comics. So
yeah.
So I think it's more likely that it's going to be him than Rosita. Of all these people, I really only care about Jerry.
Yeah, because in the sneak peek they gave him a monologue. Gabriel has a monologue.
Oh, he's dying.
And you know that when a character gets a monologue, they might die. So he's actually telling RJ and I think Gracie about them having friends. And that they have the ocean side, they have the hilltop people, they have Alexandria, and then he says that he has the others.
He talks about the fist, how the fingers, and then put together they make a mighty weapon.
Yeah, he's like, there's the others, and I think Gracie asked who the other is, and then it cuts to Virgil entering Oceanside, and then Maggie reading the letter, and the letter asks Maggie to come back because Tara's dead, Jesus is dead, and Enid is dead. And I'm like, so this show is going to bring back Maggie after she figures out that people have died, but Michonne just ran off without caring for her children. But Maggie is going to come back because of a letter.
They must have offered her a significant pay increase. I mean, she would
maybe, maybe, hopefully. Maybe not, because her other show got canceled.
Whiskey Cavalier got canceled, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Maggie's coming back in the finale, so there's that to help them.
Yeah, whenever we see it.
Or maybe if Maggie comes back, but Maggie comes back late, and that's where we see the stake scene again with the heads of different people on the stakes. Maybe that's where they'll end the season. Maybe Beta will stick around. Who knows?
Or maybe Daryl.
He's gone. That bitch gone crazy. Like
we been new, Tara.
Like, for real, like, he just needs to go. Like, there's a point where like a character gets too off the rocks. Like, this is him. Like this whole episode, like him like hearing whoever's voice he's hearing, like it's an Eminem song, right? That bitch going crazy. Like, that's how I felt the whole episode. Like, there's no way this guy can live, right? Like, not sorry. Go away. You're ruining everything. Like, I don't like it. First of all, I also didn't like, we're moving on to other gripes and what the fucks. Like, I didn't like how a cat apparently is leading them to the secret hideout.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that. Fuck you, Walking Dead, you cat hater assholes. That's it. That's all I have to say. That's my other gripe and what the fucks. That might even be my least favorite moment. I don't know. But there you go. I'm mad about it.
Yeah. Mine is that walkie-talkies do know how to be dramatic, always refusing to work when needed the most.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was bad.
Daryl, get back, need wagon.
And they also did it with Aaron, where Aaron had to like hit the walkie-talkie on his metal arm. I was like, why would you continue doing this?
Look, I don't know if you've ever had to hit something to make it work again, but sometimes it'd be like that. I'm just saying, it doesn't change in the apocalypse.
But yeah, the walkie-talkies refuse to work. Yeah. And also Daryl trying to get in contact with Michonne, that was a good scene. But then again, it made me angry at Michonne again that she just went away. She was like, bye, like deal with stuff yourself.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
But did you guys notice we are done with the 3 episodes? Like nothing
Yeah.
happened in 3
No.
episodes. And we are already done. Like
I mean,
this is Walking Dead now.
to be
3 episodes. We
fair,
covered 3 episodes.
to be fair, we did forget about some of the stuff.
You're
Did
probably
we-
right about that. But also, not much.
Did we forget about it or did we just not care?
Yeah, there you go. Did we
Yeah.
forget about it or did we just not care?
Because I forget if this is. I keep forgetting that this is not like a review webcast. So
That's a good quote, though. Did we forget about it or did we just not care?
I'll let you guess, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary friends.
Yeah.
Ugh.
A future webcast.
So we definitely should do future webcasts. I think I mean, it's not like we have anything else to do.
Speak for yourself.
I know. I was about to say something, but then, I think we should do because Alpha's dead, so we can always do the biggest baddie showdown, and like bracket style them. That's what I was thinking. Like, or we could do like a countdown or something. We'd have to talk about it.
We've already started like a biggest baddie showdown like conversation. So like I think that now you're right. I think that now that Alpha's dead, yes, I'm sure they're gonna try to introduce more big baddies. But I think I don't think April, no offense, but like May, maybe, you know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's gonna be May.
I mean, listen, before we leave our houses.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
May. So
We also have best and worst deaths, most useless characters.
We kind of combine this with when talking about the finale because I don't think anything actually important is going to happen in the finale.
True. We could. Here's what I think we should do. I think we should try to watch the finale live, if that's at all possible.
Yeah.
I don't know how we finagle that, but I do think that we do have several. Like we've been talking about these for a while. So I think that we could definitely combine some things though. So I think that we have, especially now that Alpha is gone, I think we have a good idea of like a biggest baddie showdown at the very least. Possibly even best and worst deaths, because I think we started a conversation about that too. But I definitely think we got some stuff to go on. We don't know how long, like we don't know when Fear the Walking Dead is coming out. We don't know when we're gonna get the finale.
Bekah
I
wants
have
to
to say something. I was just thinking about this. In the teaser that we get for the finale, do you remember like the fucking ninja with the axes? I was like, what is that? Who is that? Yeah. And I was like, wearing a helmet, and I was just like,
Sarah, you need to watch it. It was so bad. It felt it was so random. It was like,
yeah, it really was just
Aaron used ninja moves on him that Jesus taught him.
What? Oh, no.
Jesus was like training Aaron to become a ninja, right? So do you think we're going to have a ninja showdown?
No, it's a thin person. At first I thought it was Maggie, but then I was like, no, it's like a smaller person, like a smaller, thinner person. I think it's gonna probably be a woman. Maybe.
Who cares? I just want a ninja showdown between that person and Aaron.
Oh, that's what you. Okay, I thought you were saying that that the ninja person was Aaron. I was like, no.
No. A ninja showdown between Aaron and the ninja person. That could be fun. Like first they end up using ninja moves, and then Aaron gets tired and he just like hits him with his metal arm, and it's
with
done.
his arm bayonet.
Yeah. What if he aims his arm, presses a button, and like a morning star just goes and hits another person?
Oh my god, it's so anime. What the Walking Dead, the anime. That's what I want. Where Aaron is like, he's like fucking Soul Eater. You know what I mean? Like
I can just imagine it now walking into the anime. Carl, what are you doing here? What? And like the pupil dilates, and you hear the sound.
I mean, they already have Michonne culturally appropriating, so why not turn this into an anime?
How dare she culturally appropriate by using a samurai sword?
And using Daito as a word, like why? Why
I don't know what that
using?
means.
Who knows?
What does Daito mean?
so. Anyway,
it means-
recommendations.
It means long sword. So, okay, so Daito means long sword. So that makes sense that she would be long sword.
And
The
Judith
Judith
is like
It's short
Judith-
sword.
Short sword.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
That does make sense. Still cultural appropriation to an extent, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, recommendation.
Shoto. That makes sense. Shoto
Shoto?
is short. Just look.
Shoto?
Shoto means short sword, which makes
Okay.
more sense whenever you think about what Shoto anime is.
Yeah, recommendations.
Okay.
Becca?
I have none.
Zero, zilch, nada.
Nothing. I've been watching absolutely nothing of substance. I cannot recommend Tiger King because it is awful.
I mean, Schitt's Creek is ending this week. That's always a good recommendation. Alter Carbon season 2 came out like a month and a half ago, and then they also released an anime. Speaking of anime, called Resleeved. I don't really love the art in it, but it's an interesting story. What else have I been watching? Oh, you know what? Yes, I do have an actual legitimate recommendation. Gentified.
It is very good. I will actually.
Dude, I have not finished it. I'm only like 4 or 5 episodes in. For some reason, it was like suggested to me on Netflix. I'm not really sure why.
It was me. I'm sorry.
No. I actually think it was because I watched Jane the Virgin, and there was another Hispanic comedy that I watched on or Hispanic show that I watched on Netflix. That was, I can't remember the name of it right now, but I was like, what is this about? And I started watching the preview, and I was like, oh my God, it's about them like trying to save their taco restaurant in like a being gentrified neighborhood. Like, I am all about this. And like, it's actually like, it's really good. Like, I like it, dude, food and like art and lesbians. Like, I am so about it.
And
Like,
tons,
so about it.
yeah.
So no spoilers because like I'm only like 4 or 5 episodes in, but like
so am I. I'm not that
a lot of and also like just a lot of like cultural insight into like Hispanic familial relations and stuff like that. It's I'm like really enjoying it, and I like tweeted about it vaguely. I was like, so I started watching Gentified on Netflix, and like I'm super into it. Like, food, art, and lesbians. Like, what's not to love? And like one of the actors like retweeted me, and I was like, what the fuck? And America Ferrera directs it, so I'm like all about this right now. Like, I just like, and also it makes me want tacos like 24/7, which is like really bad because like, you cannot get good. Like, Dean introduced me to like legit like Mexican like tacos when I was in LA. Like, we were eating at like a taco truck by our hotel like every night, and it was like, this is not how I've ever eaten tacos before, but this is the best thing I've ever experienced. So I'm like, I want tacos so bad, and like we don't have the legitimate tacos around here, and it just makes me want to go to California even more. Kill me. So anyway, watch Gentified.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't
My
confirm.
recommendation is Money Heist. It's one of Netflix's top most watched shows around the globe, like Pakistan, India, everywhere. When that list comes out, Money Heist is like near the top. And it's a Spanish show, which is basically a group of people who try to rob a bank. And it's full of twists and turns. I recently did, like, the article went up like an hour or two ago on the website, where I talked about how Money Heist does very impressively well written queer representation, which took me by surprise, because it shows that if a story is good and if it's well written, people around the world don't necessarily care if that piece of media has queer characters in it, as long as the story that they're getting is engaging. And Money Heist does that quite well. There are like gay characters in it. There's a trans woman in it. And it just surprises me that even with such blatant queer representation, it's still one of the top most watched shows around the globe. So yeah, you guys should watch it. It's very well done. It's amazing. And I'll link to the article that I wrote down in the comment section below.
Cool.
It's like two seasons right now, so a total of 31 episodes that you can binge watch, and it has been greenlit for another season, as far as I can tell. Yeah, Money Heist, watch it.
All right.
Activities and cons. Yeah.
This is what I wrote.
I mean, I will say, we haven't solidified anything quite yet. We'll be hopefully doing that and posting about it soon, but we are going to be doing a lot of, quite a bit of virtual Ice and Fire Con stuff. Probably a small council thing like the weekend before we were supposed to have it. And then, quite a few virtual panels and stuff on our scheduled weekend, which was April 23rd to the 26th. So yeah, like that's, it's virtual, but it's a thing. It's something to watch. It's something to do. Other than that, stay at home.
Quarantine con.
Stay at home. Wash your fucking hands. Don't touch your face. Don't go to beaches and parks. Oh my God. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's like, listen, you all need to get out of your houses. I get it. I do too. Why are you going to public? Why are you all congregating in the same places still? This is literally the exact opposite of what we're being told to do. I'm so mad about this because I was supposed to, I rescheduled my California trip. I pushed it back a fucking month, and now I can't go again because you dickheads can't stay in your own goddamn homes. Hey, I'm really mad about this.
I know, but this is the webcast, so.
No. I don't care. I'm not shutting up about it. I don't think any of us shut up about it. Stay at home. Stay at home.
Well, it's okay. Our governor closed the shoe stores, so we should be fine.
Oh my God.
Our governor's an idiot.
Listen, I haven't shaved my legs in like a month.
Neither have I.
I can literally feel the breeze in my leg hair when I go.
Isn't that the best?
No, it's not. It's actually the worst. It cuts back on my speed, but it's fine. Like, yeah. Like, it's like, you don't know, like, why swimmers and runners shave.
Oh, swimmers. Yeah, swimmers. Yeah.
Yeah, swimmers especially. But for running, it's the same exact way. Like, it like drags you down, man.
Well, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I don't really run.
I know, I got loud there. I'm not even sorry though. Like, honestly, like, it is every single person in this effing country that isn't staying home that is ruining it for all of us that are. Like, and I'm not just mad about not being able to go to California, like, to see my boyfriend who I haven't seen in a month and a half. Like, I'm mad about the number of people who are getting sick because people can't just fucking stay at home. Like, we've been talking about The Walking Dead this entire goddamn webcast. You know, like, at the beginning of this whole thing, like, people were like, this is like The Stand. And Stephen King was like, actually, it's not. And it's like, haha. Funny thing, though, it kind of is. Because everything is shut down. Our economy is going to shit. And if you guys don't do your fucking job and just stay home, it's going to keep being that way. So I'm angry, and I'm not going to apologize for that.
I just was saying don't shout quite as loud. Just like right in my ear holes.
Yeah, well, mute me then.
I can't. All right, so I'm Becca along with Farid and Tara. Thank you again for joining us while we bitch about stuff and things, the Bitching Dead. Please follow the Bitching Dead and the Geekery on Twitter. Remember, we are a free webcast run off of donations from viewers like you. Thank you for contributing to and helping our host site, the Geekery. Tap, tap, tap.
Bye.
Bye. Sorry, I have to click like 3 things to